Hey guys, this is my 96 Ford E-350 club wagon. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the rear bumper. So here is the front bumper. It's a chrome color, however I'm gonna get rid of the chrome, and the rear bumper had chrome on it as well, but it had some pretty bad dents on it. There was a pretty bad dent right here, and this part was like all bent up, so you couldn't really use the step as well. But I just grabbed this one out of the junkyard because doesn't have as many dents, and I want to get rid of the chrome anyways because I'm going to be painting these black. And you can see a few little small dents right there, but for the most part it's in fairly good shape besides the rust. But to start, let's go ahead and pull these plastic pads off, and I might end up replacing these because they're pretty beat up, but they are a little pricey, so maybe I'll just keep them, clean them up a little bit. So to remove it, there's all these little plastic clips under here, and you just probably take some pliers. I got needle nose. I might need to get some thicker ones for these guys, but basically just kind of unclip them and push them out. And it looks like the same thing for the bottom step pad. I got them off, however, on the big pad, I did break one of these. And the small pad, you can only get behind it on like 2 of the clips. So I think I broke that one and then that middle one. But I think they still have enough clips on there to be able to use them. Got a pair of 7-inch flush mount LED work lights. These are the combo beam. You can get the flood. And I'm assuming you can get a spot beam by itself, but I got the combo. And these are gonna be great for some extra backup light. I'm gonna install these probably right around here. It's gonna fit probably pretty well in between these. But another thing you have to consider is what's on the back side. And it looks like we have plenty of room. And it also comes with a template as well. So I'm just gonna make sure it's even on both sides. Just use a Milwaukee construction marker, trace it out. And I'll drill the holes after the fact because I think that'll be a little bit better. And then I'll just use some cutoff wheels and make a cutout. Alright, we got them all cut out here, and they fit in there fairly well. It is a little bit curved, or the tops kind of hit the parts where it kind of curves up, but it's not too bad. I think what I'm going to do is like put a washer or 2 under each one, and so it kind of just holds it there and it's not flexing the plastic or anything. This one I didn't do quite as well. But what I'm going to do for the parts that I kind of cut into a little too far, I'm just gonna weld those up with my MIG welder. I'll just position it where I want it, and then I'm just gonna drill the holes. And before I drill the other hole, I'm just gonna put the washers, bolt, and nut in place. When it's actually finished, I'm gonna use a nylock on the back of this so it doesn't come apart. And I'll install the nut on the other side. Hopefully there's no black widows under here. And I can still maneuver it a little bit. Once I get it in the spot that I want, I'll drill the hole. So I'm actually going to install this little LED right above the step, and I'm going to wire it into the door lights, so when you open the doors it illuminates the step down here. And I already drilled a hole for the wires, and we're just gonna make sure that's nice and straight, and we're gonna drill out some holes. And of course I'm gonna use nylocks when I finally put this on here for good, but it's just to get all of the holes made And now we have a nice little step light when I open the door. I do like the step bumper on these Ford vans. The regular one kind of sucks. All right, guys, got a garden hose here and some just really cheap Simple Green all-purpose cleaner, concentrated, and a bunch of brushes and stuff. And before you like really clean stuff up and sand stuff down, you always want to give it a thorough cleaning and degreasing, so you're not like working all that contaminants and grease and dirt down into the metal. Spray it down and clean it up really good, especially on the inside. It's got a bunch of dirt and spider webs. Just see how like dirty and greasy all that is. Just don't want to be working that into the metal, and then your paint doesn't like to adhere. Definitely gonna take my time and make sure it's super clean. Next, I'm gonna strip the bumper, and I wanna get most of the rust off, especially all of the old paint. And to do that, I just got an angle grinder, one of these purple discs, great for getting rust and paint, and my Milwaukee little angle grinder with a 3-inch roll lock, it's an 80 grit. And then I have my drill with a wire wheel, and then also safety is important, full-on goggles and a respirator. Got my Eastwood MiG 90. I am going to kind of weld up these little corners, especially the right ones where I went a little bit too far. And we're gonna make sure it's all clean and prepped. I just got some Eastwood pre-green. I just wanna clean it up with a Scotch-Brite pad. I did get some flash rust, but I'm thinking if I clean it all up and then dry it off with compressed air really quick, it should be good. Plus, I'm gonna be using a rust encapsulator paint. Also, I almost forgot, I want to put this diesel filler pretty much right here. That hole is unfortunately a little too small. So I'm going to kind of mark it off, take the plasma cutter and cut it out. All right, guys, definitely not the perfect circle ever, but I don't think it needs to be perfect. And it looks like it should fit. I'm not gonna install it yet because I wanna be able to move it when I install the diesel tank next to the frame. The hose has gotta go like a certain way. So I'll worry about that later. Mainly just wanted the hole. Okay guys, before we paint the inside of the bumper, we're gonna wanna prep it really well. So I'll probably start out with just some pre-green from Eastwood. I like this stuff, it's pretty good, at least to start with. And some towels. And then after that, we'll probably do the lacquer thinner with some towels, because this Eastwood's Rust Encapsulated Platinum, I love this stuff. It recommends to use lacquer thinner as the final prep before you paint it. But this stuff is cool because you can paint it over rust or metal, and it's super strong and heat resistant. And I've had really good luck with this coating. But as you can tell, we haven't got all of the rust. There's just a lot of rust in kind of hard to reach areas. And then we're gonna coat the entire inside and underside of this, probably the edges as well. And also we want to get where the plastic pads go too. And we can always kind of go past where we really need to go just to make sure we get everything. And definitely take your time on the prep. Make sure it's super clean. And that's going to give you the best chance of it adhering really well over time. After the rust encapsulator dried, I sprayed out the cavities that I couldn't get to with some Eastwood internal frame coating. After that was dry, I went ahead and flipped the bumper over and prepped it super well. Definitely take your time prepping the painting surface. And then I mixed up some Raptor Liner anti-corrosive epoxy primer and did about 3 coats, along with some other parts as well. And I'll probably be making a video on the Raptor Liner products. I have a lot to say and a lot of mistakes I made before this, but I think I finally got it down. And then I did about 2 coats of Raptor Liner Black. And this is the final result. It turned out really good. It's been almost a year since it's been on the van. No issues yet. And here are the regular backup lights. These are the lights that I installed on the bumper, and this is what they look like together. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.